I think I heard a couple of numbers saying optimum class sizes were 22 and 25. Excuse me. And it's all about the kids' class sizes. So I look at the current situation, and I see only one instance of doing in grade 2 where we violate that. So I think I can park that to the side and say, so it's also going to be about resources and room utilization and plans. Fair statement?
I think it's fair to say this plan is not relevant to that, yes.
Right, okay. So I look at the recommended option, and if I take the 22 and 25 figures, every single case is violated, so we have 100% situation. So we've gone from 1 out of 20 instances to 100% over 22 and 25. When I take the no reconfiguration and the quote increase up to 32, which is only one instance, I count 8 instances out of 20 of violating the 22-25 rule. So 40% problem versus 100% problem with the suggested. And the no reconfigure with up to 32 saves more money. So I'm kind of at a loss. It's a lot of it.
Yeah, I would.
One of the things I would comment.
And if I would add one thing, I grew up in a class of 33 from grade 1 through grade 8. Knew all the kids, know them to this day. A lot of successful kids in that class.
A little more explanation of the financial would be appreciated because if you go with 8 reduction, no reconfiguring, 10 reduction, and reconfiguring and redistricting, but it's the same money. It just doesn't seem to make sense. Thank you.
I have to say, just off the bat, looking at this, quite frankly, for a Heathbrook student, it's a bad deal reconfiguration. And there are many aspects of that. I've only lived in Tewskbury for 3 years. Well, this is my 4th year, I think. And the first year, my children were in doing school. When we went to the Heathbrook, it was completely different. I've never been a super active parent, I'm not going to lie. But I always had young children, and I was dealing with them also. But the Heathbrook was a completely different atmosphere. I personally was raised overseas, and I was homeschooled, and I was very mobile. I moved back and forth between here and overseas. And I couldn't believe the way Heathbrook was. I had never seen a school like that. And however, on a personal level, I understand that it's going to be very hard for parents. My children will survive. There is no doubt about it. They can make the transition, they will move with the kids. That's not really even an issue. I have a couple questions. Well, actually, I have one main question. It says here under the cons that some of the school days will be extended until 3:15. Now, my kids were originally doing where they got out of school at 3, and we lived over off the whole road. So my children never even got home until about 3:20. Currently, they get out of school at 2:45, but they're on a late bus. And so my boys, I have a daughter that's in the Ryan, but my boys don't get home until 3 o'clock as it is. And I'm just curious, why so late? Is there nothing that can be done about that? Because I don't want my children getting home at 3:30. I want my children getting home, I'd really rather my children getting home no later than 3. And at times, 3 can be difficult when they have after-school activities and other things that they're involved in. And I'm just curious, why so late? I drive through Lowell sometimes and I see kids getting off the bus at 4 o'clock and I think, oh my soul, they've spent their entire day at school. Is that really necessary?
Happy to start to answer that, and if there are additional details that Mr. Libby thinks we should add, to defer to him. We use our buses over and over and over. We have, over the past few years, reduced the number of buses in our fleet. We have reduced the number of buses before looking at a reduction in teaching personnel, paraprofessional personnel, etc. Consequently, we have a very tightly scheduled bus system.